I like anime, but there's some series that are difficult to find. Some are hidden, but can be found in unlikely places. How the f did you get up here? How the f did you get up here?
Damn, not here.
With some determination, you may eventually find what you're looking for.
I found them.
Meanwhile, some anime don't really exist. If you're lucky, maybe you can see some remains, and that's what I want to share with you. This is the top 5 lost superhero anime, and I'm also working on a different list being the top 10 lost anime. So, let's find the computer room and just start this video.
Here we find the computer room!
Superhero anime has been a rise as of late, but there's many other titles waiting to be discovered by anime fans, such as the many titles that will be released this year and the series that have existed for a long time, or surprisingly became unnoticed, such as Studio Bones' 2010 anime, Hero Man, which was supposedly written by Stan Lee. We don't know for sure how much he wrote for the story. I'm currently working on my own list of top 50 superhero anime, but for this video, I'm gonna talk about some series which are either lost entirely or I couldn't find them. Or in this case, the previously shown Devilman pilot, which was made in 1972 but was barely released in 2015. Meanwhile, Devilman Crybaby will come out in 2018. Also, My Hero Academia Season 2 is currently airing, but did you know about the manga One Shot made in 2008? For a couple of years, this manga was available on the, internet, but ever since this series started to gain popularity, that one shot has become obscure. This version stars Jack Midoriya, a company employee who sells hero items. Judging from the artwork, it doesn't look as creative as Horikoshi's later refined version of My Hero Academia. Hopefully the English version will include this one shot in a future volume release. It may be crude and maybe the author finds it embarrassing, but sharing this would help give insight how ideas gradually change.
こう子供向け番組に出てくるようなまっとうな怪人はおらんのかね。
タトライダーを合成したバッタライダー。
そんな権利関係が面倒な怪人は却下じゃ。
This is a supervillain comedy series named Eagle Talon, created by Frogman. Similar to One, the author of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100, Frogman did everything himself. He voices all of the characters and draws everything in flash animation. His primary work is Eagle Talon, which is about a supervillain organization attempting to conquer the world, but things don't work out for them. I managed to find 4 episodes on YouTube and, yeah, it was actually funny.
完全に合体失敗じゃぞ。
なんで僕が股間に来るんですか博士。ちゃんと取り手で読めバカ野郎。
And very much like One Punch Man, Eagle Talon exploded in Japan's popularity, resulting in getting TV and movie deals. He even worked on a Lupin III parody named Lupin Shansei. Frogman's motives for creating these flash series was to prove that with the right talent and ambition, you don't need an entire studio to create enticing works. I'm sure you heard something similar before, especially when it comes to comedy-themed series. As long as the joke works, it doesn't matter what type of animation style it has. Reception for this series is definitely great in Japan, as evidenced with all of the Eagle Talon material, but what about other countries? Well, Crunchyroll apparently used to stream this series. There's a listing for it while featuring leftover comments dating back since 2008, and America seems to have plans for this show. Did you hear the news of the DC Comics anime crossover? Well, now you will! Earlier in 2017, news was released of DC Heroes vs. Eagle Talon, which came with a trailer. Judging from the dialogue, it will be a comedic movie, but the detailed animation style might be a joke, especially when they're using the Nolan Batman design as opposed to the designs featured in the Beavis movie or the Justice League film. Will this get licensed, or will more Eagle Talon be available? I don't know. I guess it all depends how this movie turns out. October the 8th Man, or 8th Man from 1963. This anime is about a detective who is killed by a crook. A scientist decides to experiment on this corpse, transferring its essence into a mechanical body, known as the 8th Man, capable of super speed, super strength, and super everything, and can even disguise himself like anyone. He then proceeds to find his killer and continues to investigate criminal activity for justice. Okay, so you can find the show on 8-Man DVD's official YouTube channel, and you can purchase the anime via Amazon, but it's not worth your time and money. Okay, these guys claim that the anime is remastered, which is a lie. Fortunately, I found footage of the Japanese version of the remastered 8-Man release, which is what you've been seeing thus far. So let's compare the two. Yeah, that's not good. It also doesn't help that the English version on this website has the audio edited in an awful way, resulting in sound effects and music to be vastly louder than the voice audio. In other words, it basically has the same problems as Sonic Adventure 2 HD Edition.
I decided to try out my new powers in an independent search for my own killer.
ければならない。もはやどこにも帰るところがなかった。
The whole point of this segment is to say 8-Man is historically important since he predates many Cyborg characters including Robocop and Cyborg 009, but he is not available in a presentable format. There's clearly old school fans of this anime because it did air on American television as Tober the 8th Man, but this available version is almost unwatchable. If this show was licensed by someone like Discotek or Nozomi Entertainment, who have licensed black and white anime, then I guarantee their product would be vastly superior. I want to watch this show, but not like this. I won't buy this for $1.
Why did the Black Ghost organization make us into cyborgs?
They just wanted to develop more advanced high-performance weapons. Whether we like it or not, that's what we are.
On the subject of cyborgs, are you familiar with Cyborg 009? The series stars 9 cyborgs waging a war against the death merchant organization Black Ghost and numerous other enemies. Their modern appearances have been Cyborg 009 vs Devilman, and the production IG anime, Cyborg and Call of Justice. There's other anime for this franchise, but the version I recommend is a 2001 series that used to air on the Cartoon Network in 2003.
Cyborg 009, starting Monday, June 30th at 6.
How did I do all this?
Being human ain't all that.
I also recommend the mentioned Devilman crossover, as it's the most action-themed portrayal of the characters thus far. It would also help you get excited for the 2018 Netflix anime Devilman Crybaby. Call of Justice is pretty good too, but it clearly takes place after events of the 2001 anime and most of the manga, so it's more of an ending to the entire franchise. You can watch the Versus crossover and Call of Justice on Netflix, while Cyborg can be purchased since it was released by Funimation. What's actually lost from Cyborg 009 is the English dub of the 2001 TV series, which had 48 episodes plus 3 OVAs. There were some home video releases, but the edition with the most content was titled Unedited and Uncut, which I have. Don't get excited. The case might be blue, but it's not a Blu-ray. This home video release features episodes in the original 16:9 format. When this anime aired in English-speaking countries, it was condensed into 4:3. Depending where you look, you may come across English dub episodes in either of the mentioned aspect ratios. Despite being happy with having this in my anime collection, this DVD only has 8 episodes. So, where's the other 40? 26 episodes did premiere on Toonami, and supposedly Man-Man Entertainment released those episodes on DVD in Australia, which I haven't found any evidence of that. But many believe this series was never entirely dubbed. That's not true. According to the Toonami wiki, the rest of the anime was pushed into late-night airings in 2004 during the Sevis block, aka Saturday Video Entertainment System. Remember that?
There's the way out!
Cyborg 009 will return in a moment.
So I checked the wiki page for Sevis on the 20th schedule for an entire month of January 2004, and holy sh**, how many episodes aired? Well, apparently the series continued to air till November 6, 2004, but according to the page, the final 2 episodes didn't air in America, and the same thing goes for the God's War OVA. But do these English dub episodes actually exist? What's this? Could it be?
You may be evil, but you do not represent all of mankind.
00MG, it's the dub! You can actually find the entire series with the English dub on YouTube, even the episodes that didn't air in America, aka the last episode. The picture quality is not the best since they were recorded via VHS tapes and VCR. Remember those things? I do. The only material that I didn't find were the OVA episodes. So were they ever dubbed? Supposedly, they were. I think most of this anime might have aired on Australia's and the United Kingdom's Cartoon Network schedule. With this discovery, hopefully someone will finally license this anime for home video, especially when Cyborg 009 seems to be getting more material with every couple of years. I originally made this video in April 2017, and a few months later, a surprise was made. Lo and behold, in August 2017, Discotek Media saved the series and found every single dubbed episode, including the Lost Gods War OVA. Discotek Media requested Sony for the Cyborg 009 masters and were given over 1,000 tapes. They've been working on releasing this anime since 2017, and the wait is not over. This anime was originally meant to be released on Blu-ray in 2018, but the restoration process has been so frustratingly extensive that it's causing a delay to possibly 2019 or later. At the very least, the anime is no longer lost. It's been found. Oh, by the way, I have two more Cyborg things to share with you. The 1979 version of the Cyborg series actually aired briefly on television via subtitles, and there was plans for a US animated movie, but it never happened. Most of this information comes from 2008 interviews with Animation World magazine featuring Peter Chung, who worked on Aeon Flux and the Riddick movie. By some miraculous luck, evidence of this lost animated feature was found by an associate professor named Mike Patterson, who had an animation seminar with Peter Chung. On Mike Patterson's website, he wrote a list of works and posted some illustrations by Peter Chung, and he just so happens to feature this image, which is not a common thing. This picture reveals character designs by Peter Chung, which was very likely for the US animated feature. If you want a better look at this depiction of the 00 Cyborgs, there's a link in the description. But I also found out there was plans for a live-action movie, but that too wasn't made. And for more information about the lost Cyborg 009 material, I recommend a visit to Mercury Falcon's channel, which goes into greater detail about Shotaro Ishimori and his many manga. Back in 2008, Tatsunoko Productions had a crossover with Capcom for the Nintendo Wii. But back in 1972, Tatsunoko created Gatchaman, or the longer titled Science Ninja Team Gatchaman. Predating the Power Rangers, Super Sentai, and a good chunk of tokusatsu, there was Gatchaman, a team of 5 superheroes combining the powers of ninjutsu with science. These teenagers with attitude battled the mechanical beasts belonging to the supervillain terrorist organization Galactor, led by Leader X and Bert Katse. The series lasted for over 200 episodes and was brought over to America as 3 different shows. By the magic of early English dubbing and lots of editing, the series became known as Battle of the Planets and G-Force and Eagle Riders, each having different character names and storylines but all shared footage from the Japanese Gatchaman series. These iterations were met with success and failure, but the series was probably released in 2005 by ADB Films and has become the definitive unedited version of the series. More details about the anime can be explored in my video, Gatchaman, the best superhero anime, but right now it's time to talk about some lost material. Number 1, the Gatchaman Imagi movie. Do you remember that Astro Boy movie that nobody saw and that Ninja Turtles movie that everybody saw? Well, I do, and I was disappointed by Astro Boy's lack of creativity. In Hong Kong, there was a studio named Imagi Animation Studios who were going to create a Gatchaman movie, but Imagi went out of business because of flops. It's super ironic that the creation of the god of manga that helped start anime is what killed the studio. Oh, that's bad. But some of the Gatchaman material is salvageable. There's a couple of action-packed trailers that were released, including an animatic, but I was so sad that this film never got made. I barely got into Gatchaman during 2017, and judging from the trailers, this movie might have been Imagi Studios' saving grace. The Science Ninja team seemed accurate to the source material, even enhancing the action experience. Plus, this might have been the essential Gatchaman for modern audiences, and helped clear out the confusion between Gatchaman, Battle of the Planets, G-Force, and Eagle Riders. More so when this movie was planned just around the time Gatchaman was still being released by ADV Films, so the name association to the unedited version would have been clearer. But as time passed, instead we got Gatchaman Crowds, which is an okay show on its own, but by its pedigree of bearing the name Gatchaman, it's not a successful reboot or spin-off. This movie would have benefited a lot of things for the anime industry, such as the concept of CGI anime. Maybe Imagi could have been the definitive studio for CGI anime series or CGI films in general. Currently, the Japanese studio Digital Frontier seems to be the go-to people when it comes to CGI animation, as seen with the recent Gantz O movie and the Infinity Force anime, which is a Tatsunoko superhero crossover which premiered in October of 2017, but had a sneak peek during the 2017 Anime Expo. Oh, and Infinity Force includes Gatchaman, so maybe that show can live up to newcomers or a Gatchaman fan's expectations? I don't think so. Well, not the anime, but the manga definitely hit it home. If the Gatchaman movie did exist, maybe Imagi would have succeeded in working on Berserk or Cyborg 009, but who knows. I even found out that Paul Dini, the freaking Paul Dini of Batman fame, was interested in writing for the Gatchaman movie, but he only worked on storyboarding a trailer, but I'm not sure which one. On a related note, Gatchaman 2 and Gatchaman Fighter are now available for home video by Sentai Filmworks, sub only. The original uncut Gatchaman is currently being re-released in a collector's edition Blu-ray, which includes an art book by Alex Ross. Yes, that Alex Ross. During the mid-2000s, Alex Ross did various covers for the individual DVD volumes of ADV Films, and now they're collected in one package. Gatchaman is the best superhero anime ever, and I hope one day it gets that recognition. It deserves to be seen, for it was very ahead of its time. And that completes the top 5 lost superhero anime. Maybe one day all of these mentioned lost items will be released to the public. Until then, I'm the Anime Hero, and... Bird, go!